So, hello, hello. Today, we're actually talking about the golden letter. And the golden letter has become something that, well, one, Ryan, myself, and all of our consultants have seen people doing across the country, but it's also something that my team has really embraced. I think we saw a different version of the golden letter at mega camp one year with Keller Williams when we were a sponsor there, and the way that this kid showed it was awesome, and we came back and adjusted some of what we did. And every time we've sent a letter to our neighborhoods, and we're looking at neighborhoods that are having good turnover. Ryan, what was the number that we deemed as like a good turnover for a neighborhood that you might mail?
Yeah, so just to build a little bit on what you were saying, so you
Yeah.
don't want to just because a neighborhood looks nice, sometimes the neighborhood's too nice and people don't even want to leave, right? So you only want to be sending these letters to neighborhoods where people are actually willing to sell. So you're wanting to see at least a turnover, above 10%. If you can get up to the 15-20% turnover, those are higher turnover neighborhoods. Obviously, the more homes that are thinking about selling, the better chance you have for your letter to be seen by someone that it's going to resonate with.
Yes. Well, and I mean, listen, so at the end of the day, if you have a buyer that's buying in a neighborhood and they only want to be in that neighborhood or a few neighborhoods, great time to send that letter, obviously. But if you're looking to get some listings, you could target these neighborhoods that have a good turnover. So awesome. So let's go ahead and talk through what the golden letter really is. Ryan and I were talking because our team, and I'll actually show you guys this example here, but our team had tried to do the golden letter. And when we did it, we didn't do it the way it was taught to us. We made it prettier and we just thought that that would be like really great. And we paid somebody to mail it for us. There were stickers on the outside of the envelopes. That's a key. And this is the pretty little letter that we were sending. Look at how pretty Denise's face is there on the
Beautiful letter
side.
that didn't
Right?
work.
Beautiful. It didn't work. Ryan, why didn't it work for us?
Yeah, it's hyper produced. So the funny thing is, like, nowadays, keeping it simpler actually resonates with more people, right?
Yeah.
That big fancy letter, people just see, oh, this is just marketing stuff. Whereas if you just keep it really simple, like, hey, do you want to sell your house to my client? Text me.
Yeah. Yes.
People are like, oh, okay, that actually seems kind of real. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
respond to that.
So we had sent that letter to multiple times to multiple neighborhoods and we're not having success. And we were like, what the heck? And then we, listened to this kid who had been doing, I say kid because he's young and I'm old now. But he, was saying, I handwrite these, envelopes. We send them out and it's a really simple letter. And here's the letter, right? Here is what he showed us. This is one that we did use for Anne. No, like I don't have my logo on there. We don't have anything. We literally put our name and whatever real estate brand you're with. And then, dear whatever, would you be interested in selling your property at this to a client of ours? If so, please call or text us. That's it. Now, this is, by the way, really important to always have on things because if something is listed or gets listed in the time that you say, I'm going to go and I'm going to, mail this whole place and then it gets listed the next day and you didn't know I had a listing contract on it because how would you? And it wasn't in the MLS, then you have to have this to make sure that you're not soliciting a, listing that has already been listed. But apart from that, that's all you need in this fancy little letter. And then we paid a company to handwrite it and mail it for us. You can pay your kids. The Ciprani kids should be doing that, Ryan was telling me.
Mhm.
And you can mail that out and boom, responses. And so Ryan, we had changed to this. And by the way, a lot of Ryan's clients, like we have multiple examples of different types of letters that we can send. So we're happy to send them to you if you email us. This one in particular has gotten the most responses for us. So less is more. And, I can tell you we did it in a neighborhood that had 15% to 25% turnover. And we did have buyers in that neighborhood, so it's what prompted us for it. And we got two listings out of it, which is a really good return. And the sales price, the average sales price in there, they have condo or townhouses in there, and then they have single family homes. And the average sales price is 600 to a million. So there's a good ROI there, right?
Yeah, you sent 400 or 500 letters. I mean,
Four to
even
five
if
hundred
like
letters.
like to get a good ROI, like that would be successful if you got one list because you made $20,000 on that listing, and I mean, it cost you 500 stamps, and it cost you, I don't know, a buck or two, something like that for someone to handwrite the envelope.
Yep.
But I mean, you think about return on investment, that's a crazy return on investment. You could get nothing out of a bunch of runs of those, and then you get one and it was still worthwhile. You got two in one run.
Yeah. And listen, even just getting the, calls of, oh, I'm thinking about selling, right? We got a few more of those. I'm just not ready yet. That goes
Sure,
down.
sure.
There's nothing that says that we can't say, listen, I hear you, not ready yet. When are you thinking about selling? And then talk through that. And then once you kind of know that, like if I have a buyer, so like in this particular neighborhood, we had a buyer. There's a lake in this neighborhood, and we had a buyer that wanted to be on the lake. So every person we talked to that wasn't on the lake, we weren't even going to talk to them. Although we were like, "Hey, we can totally sell your home for you. So let us interview for that, right?" And we would set the appointment. But if there was somebody on the lake that maybe wasn't even going to sell for like a year or two, it was like, hey, would you be willing to show the home to my buyer? Maybe they'll, one, wait for you, or two, maybe they can give you enough money to incentivize you to make that move now because they really want this. And, we had some showings from that. That's huge.
And to kind of build on what you're saying there, so like a mistake that a lot of agents will make is they'll send one round out and then they won't get anything back, and then they'll be like, oh, well, this doesn't work. But again, like you got to hit a sweet spot there, right? You got to be lucky enough to have the person open it and read this one that you sent, and then in order for it to actually happen now, that person that took the time to read it, they need to be ready to do something now. But if you there's a long game here. Like Lindsay, you spoke to a couple of people that weren't ready to sell yet, but now those people are going to be coming to your events and they're going to be on your marketing campaigns, and you're going to get that business in the future. Again, that wasn't a loss. That was a win. It's just going to be kind of a win in the future. So
Yeah. And I mean, let me say this too. At the end of the day, when you have buyers that have hired you, and you're a buyer's agent for them and you know where they want to live, and if you're not door knocking that, calling that neighborhood, or sending a mailing, or doing all three, you are not actively attempting to find them a home. And that's like another ROI that goes along with this. Like you get to play matchmaker in this as opposed to waiting for something to come on the MLS, right? And like if I have a buyer that I know would move into one of these three neighborhoods in a heartbeat if something came up, why would I not send letters for that? Right? Yeah.
yeah, well, and the reason why you might not and why nobody does is because okay, yeah, it's a little bit more work and it is a little bit of money out of your pocket right now. And oh, but we have all these great AI systems that'll send these big fancy things for free, and I'm just going to do that. And that's what everyone's doing. Not many people are doing these letters, right? So someone gets a real letter. I've got a human being wrote this. I don't get anything from human beings anymore. I can't wait to see what's inside.
Yeah.
They're going to take it's a short message. It's not overproduced. Yeah, that's why it resonates. So it's kind of just going the other way. Yes, take advantage of the great tools in some cases, but going the other way is a great way to stand out.
Yeah, and it's needed, right? Today, there's a big ROI with all this stuff. And so if you're also, somebody who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, and you're not working with a team that can show you the ability to do this and has results in it, it's also a huge problem. So, all right, Ryan, awesome. So we're gonna have a one pager that goes along with this. Obviously, you could go back to the video and stop it where I did the fun little easy letter reminder that it should be handwritten. And Ryan, thanks so much. Thanks for teaching this to all of your clients too. I know that a lot of them have seen really great results. So
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you too. See ya.
Bye, everybody.